All right, you guys, welcome back to another video. We have an amazing offshore spearfishing adventure in store. If you guys want to see how we get these fish, stay tuned and check it out. It's gonna be awesome. So at the first spot, we are greeted by a large family of cobia. There's a bunch of small juveniles in the mix, and this is where it gets tricky. Whenever there are small cobia mixed in with maybe keepers, the maybe keepers look way bigger than they actually are. So you have to be conscious of that and know when and when or not to shoot. One thing I go by is the pointiness of the nose. Small cobes have pointier noses. Big ones have flat, blunt heads, just like this one. Nice. Who shot it?
Hunter did. I gave him a backup.
Good job, bro.
Did y'all not see him?
I swam to the other side of the rig.
There were three of them. Y'all were to the left of y'all, and three of them swam up. And y'all were, and I was trying to call y'all.
So Hunter actually shot this cobia at a different rig than the one that we are seeing all those small ones. Me and Fisher were actually swimming around on the other side of the rig. Hunter just slid into the water and he saw this toad. This is actually his second cobia ever, and it's quite the fish. That's a big cobe on any day of the week. Awesome, awesome start to the day. So on this trip, we are going to be rocking the JBL Explorer spear gun. This thing doesn't even have a track on it, but the reason we're using it is because the past couple spearfishing trips have left me shaftless. I have lost and bent and even broken many spears. So I'm borrowing Hunter's extra spear gun, and we're just going to make the best of it. This thing is by no means as powerful and accurate and far shooting as my Rob Allen roller, but hey, I'm just glad that I have something to use on this trip. What we're doing here is actually shooting Jack Crevalle, and the reason we're doing that is not to eat them. We're actually giving these to shark fishermen who love these things. Apparently Jack Crevalle makes like the best surf fishing shark bait there is, so we're doing that right here while we don't really see anything else to shoot, and killing two birds with one stone. We're getting some footage, having some fun shooting, and also these Jack Crevalle are going to go to good use. So whenever I'm hunting the interior of the oil platforms, I'm primarily looking for reef fish, that being red snapper, maybe mangrove snapper, those little rockine grouper, or anything that resides on the structure that eats good. So I spot something while on the surface, and I decide to take a drop to check it out and make sure what I'm seeing is what I'm thinking I'm seeing. If you can see it right there, it's tucked in the structure, and yes, it is that dark black fish that is swimming straight at me, which is called a black margate. I've shot a couple this summer, but they primarily reside in the Atlantic or the Western Atlantic and Florida, but they do venture into the Gulf of Mexico and make their way to our oil rigs. They do, in fact, taste pretty good. On this dive, we are looking for rock-kind grouper. All right, well, I guess rock-kind groupers are smarter than I thought. You guys saw it, I was aiming at that one, and I was about to shoot it, and I guess that little lunge spooked him. And instead of just swimming off to where I couldn't find him or catch him, the fish swam directly to this one before taking off again. And I'm thinking that he blew this one's cover on purpose to prevent me from chasing him. And I guess he didn't like this grouper or something, but I'm not complaining. I think this one's probably a little bit bigger than the other one. Nevertheless, very, very delicious fish. Pretty. They got those nice yellows, orangey reds, and just an awesome, it's just nice to be able to shoot grouper out here. All right, Hunter and Fisher just shot some snaps. Oh, one thing I wanted to show y'all before I bury this little grouper. Look in his mouth. This is the second rock-kind grouper that I've seen with the same species of crab in its mouth. It's actually a small, I'm assuming juvenile stone crab. Seen many of those this year.
No, have not. When I shot that mangrove, he got tangled up for a little bit, and then two of these guys came in and started messing with him. I was
curious,
like, damn it, why'd I shoot the mangrove? And so I went back and shot this guy, so I was happy about that.
So a lot of the times we don't see these red snapper due to them hiding in that dense murk layer at the bottom, but the commotion Fisher made with his mangrove snapper was enough to draw a few up. And that was all I needed to know for me to get back in the water. Lo and behold, my first dive back in, 3 to 4 really nice ones come up. But unfortunately, I'm holding an 85 centimeter spear gun, and they are keeping their distance a ways out there in the murk. So in an effort not to spook them, I decided not to pull the trigger and give it another shot on the second dive. But I don't see him the next dive. So what I decided to do was actually swim out to another corner of the rig and give it another dive on hopefully a red snapper that hasn't seen a person yet, and one that isn't shy. Some days I guess these red snapper just really want to know what the heck these monkeys are doing diving underwater, and they'll swim up out of the murk and present you a perfect shot. Oh, we finally got our redemption. Thankfully, because I thought that first run in with the snappers could be my last. He is so lit up right now. Wow. Luckily there, I went down on another side of the rig. I had this one just come right up to me out of that murk layer. Check them out. Finally stuck a good one. I think if we had some chum, we can draw these red snapper out of that murk a little bit better. But hey, we are getting a few. I'm gonna get back in the water and see if I can get my second to make a limit. Stoked. What do we got over here?
My first red.
Heck yeah, dude. Nice. Ooh. Pick that thing up, Hunter. Sweet.
Nice.
Man, I kind of was. I was like.
I saw these things from the surface.
Yeah?
I saw this one, I went down, I was lining up to shoot him. I was like, well, should I shoot it or wait for a bigger one? I was like, no, we gotta leave. Mangroves, reds. I just decided to shoot them since we have to go soon, but after that, swimming up, and when I got to the surface, I saw two other ones. One was like a big papa red, but hey, don't matter, that's a good eater.
I'm just gonna go. I'm getting everything.
We just made one more stop before we headed in. It's getting sporty out here, and we got our second red snapper of the day to make a limit. We got a ling, and everyone got their red snapper limit, so it's been quite the day of spearfishing. We don't always get all of our reds out here. They're just usually hiding in that murk layer, but today they decided to come out and play. So I'm super pumped. Really good day. Snapper limits.
I did not think we were gonna get a limit of red snapper.
I
thought we were just gonna shoot some mangroves, and then the last rig I see that one from the surface, and I was like,
They just decided to come play today.
Our luck may have changed. And then
Hey man,
boom,
I got my personal best cobia. Shot my first snapper.
Yeah, dude.
Shot a group.
Awesome.
I mean, poked a shark. So. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna head in. We got. Oh.
what are we gonna do, Braden?
And we got a good mixed bag today. Red snapper, ling, rockine grouper. I actually saw a gag grouper, which I was surprised to see, but it was a little small to shoot. So that was that. Super pumped. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. Consider subscribing down below if you want to see more offshore spearfishing, fishing, and content and the like. So with that said, we're taking some waves over the bow. It's getting sporty. We're gonna roll back in.